Well, the cotton is dying. But that's the plan. I want it to die down so that I can harvest it sometime in the somewhat near future. I got it all sprayed and it has been working. How fast, I don't know. You know, the leaves are showing some work. Finally, I haven't seen many bulbs popping like that, but I'm hoping to see a lot more of that if I can get in here. Still kind of black here underneath the plant, which is crazy, but I'm hoping to start seeing some more of these bigger bulbs on top start to pop open. I'm just not seeing it really anywhere just yet. So they were pretty wet. They need some time to do that and then to open. So we've had a slight freeze the last couple days. Not anything like I was kind of hoping, just 32 degrees or so. There is a smell, a little bit of a smell, that smell when stuff freezes. If you don't know that, go outside after a freeze, the first freeze, and smell it. That smell of, I had a guy say ozone. I don't really know if that's what that smells like, but that's what he said. And so stuff's dying down. Just gotta wait for the leaves are dropping. I was hoping to get a harder freeze to kill the plant and let the rest of the leaves drop. I'm hoping I don't have to spray a kill shot to get they call it a skirt, the bottom leaves on the bottom. But as far as the bulbs opening, I guess that's just gonna take time. They were really wet, I suppose. And they will dry when they dry. So just gonna keep working on stuff, get things ready. My stripper is basically ready. I'm gonna probably today, if I can, I'm gonna get it out of the barn and I'm gonna try to pressure wash some of the rusty spots, get some of that loose paint off so I can repaint it sometime soon. Got to do a little bit to Dad's. Haven't really touched that yet. I mean, we serviced it all, new fluids, oil change, filters and all that. My builder, the oil is drained. Dad's gonna come today and we're gonna get that coupler welded in the top where I drilled the hole to get that sensor in, try to get it cleaned up, get some measurements on hoses, and tomorrow I may go get some new hoses for this. I'm gonna take off the hoses and get them drained out so that I can take them tomorrow sometime. And then once I get the hoses back, we'll fill that up and that should be good and ready to go, I think. The other builder, the CMC, should be ready besides greasing a few things and oil in the chain. And so I'm in a good spot, I think, I hope. I'll get the grain drill out at some point to get it greased. It should be about ready. So just trying to get everything in order so that when it's go time, it's go time. All right, so I noticed at one point that it was real oily on the top of this filter housing. And Dad discovered that it was leaking right around this plug, which probably had never been opened. So that's interesting. So I don't really know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to try to break this loose. And I'm hoping the oil just doesn't just come gushing out. I really don't know what to think. The oil is right here. Here's the pan. So most of the oil should be below, but I just don't know what kind of, in this hose here that goes up to the turbo, I think that's the turbo. Yeah. How much pressure's on that? So I'm gonna try to get that off. I've got the other O-ring. $4 for that thing. Crazy for rubber. So we'll see what I can do here. I'm gonna go ahead and have this new O-ring ready in case I have to plug it. If it's gonna come leaking out, I may just wait until I have Dad's second set of hands. We'll see what I can get in here. Gosh, that sucker's tight. It is amazing that it could leak. Oh, golly. Like I said, I don't think that's ever been taken off. Okay, what is going to happen here? That's good news. Easy enough. This O-ring doesn't really, yeah, well, it just broke, so it's not really rubbery anymore. So that would explain why this one's leaking. It just cracked on me and it is hard as a rock. Guess that's part of it. Everything else looks in good shape. So put a little oil on this new O-ring. Oh, that's full. Just rolling it down. See? It's an O-ring, working it down. Easy enough. I'm sure I'll get this just as tight as factory and to specific torque settings. I've got this internal, am I the only one? Got this internal torque setting in my head. We're just like, that feels about like specs. Just like that. Torqued to spec. Alright, we're going to start this thing. Just trying not to, I could probably reach the drain, or the word I'm looking for is the dipstick from underneath without taking it off, but you know, where's the fun in that? Good, I could hardly see it. Start her up and go see if it's leaking again. Battery's dead. I wonder if Dad disconnected something. Battery is connected. It's a new battery. I just put it on. So, be very surprised if the battery's, I don't know, what could be drawing battery? Unless the key was left in the on position for some reason. I don't think it was. Sure enough, it's got nothing. Okay, well I guess I'm not moving this right now. Well, wasn't expecting this. It has gotten colder. Stop. All right. I need an extension cord. Stuff is falling everywhere. It's like this tire was not made for a workstation. All right, extension cord. Thankful to have this one over by the workbench with on the retractable wheel. That's super handy. I don't really like rolling up extension cords. Okay. Positive. Negative. Power. 12-volt charging. We'll see what's going on. My new PTO pump came in. It's heavy, as you can tell by how I'm walking awkwardly, maybe even making a weird face. But I'm gonna go sit it down and I'll open it and show you. Unboxing. Constructions. There she blows. Looks just like the other one, as it should. So I'm hoping not to have to use this. Came with these fittings that, again, hope not to use, but it's got plugs for the. I needed a rear ported one. Rear ported, just like this one is. Oh, it's in a sack. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's real heavy, just like I told you. But I need to look it over, make sure it all looks good. I got a Prince pump because that's what we have. There's another brand called Dynamic that was a little bit higher, had slightly different specs. See, this one says 2000 PSI, but you look on the website and it says 2250. So I don't know, but it's the same exact pump. It's on Dad's builder and my builder now, and I'm hoping it's really just a backup that we can put these new seals in that are somewhere, and I'll have to use this one, but it's a pump for pumping. Well, the morning's getting away from me. It's not my fault because I've had stuff, phone calls, things of the sort, you know, just normal things. So I'm going to take off some hoses because I'm gonna get some new hoses. Told you that? Pretty sure I did. So best way to make sure I don't get the wrong hoses is just take the old ones with me. Make sure I get the same exact ones. Don't really know how much oil, if any, is going to come out of this. I'm hoping not much. Oh yeah. I did bring a bucket just in case. Oh, not my screwdriver. Rookie move. I'd say none is a good answer. So I got this shut off now, so it should just be whatever is in the tank, which again should not be very much. Just gotta get my hands oily. Nobody likes oily hands. Just a little bit of oil came out of there. All right, where to put this? Somewhere where it can drain. And I think that somewhere is going to be right here. Maybe that'll get most of it out. That's better. Gets more angle for more drippage. Well, I'm going to take some rags. Although this is just the ball joint. Nothing should get in there much, but not a bad idea. This one seems to be leaking a little bit. Not totally surprising. So this will probably get completely saturated. That's okay. At least nothing will get in there. Before I take that other hose off, I'm going to replace this chain. It's probably the exact same chain. Kind of looks like it, but we know they asked for 800-pound test chain. I know that this one is. This is what came from the when I bought the builder. I'm assuming it's probably the same, but I really don't have any way of knowing. So it was fairly cheap to get 1.5 feet of this chain. So we did. All right, old chain. New chain. That should work. I'll just need to replace. I'm gonna take this off and put it. I got all my huge mess of washers here because I didn't want it to pull through the hole I had it in. So put this on and then I'll be in business on that. Okay, now for this hose. And of course it's taking the whole fitting with it. So I need another crescent. Let's see if I can. Need to be on the other side, I'm afraid. I have no leverage. Dang. There we go. Just had to get the right leverage. I would say that farming is playing in hydraulic oil more than anything. Just appears that way. That's what I seem to do the most of, at least. Now the other end. Will it break loose without spinning it? Yes, it will. Much come out of here, I don't think. I hope. Good deal. Okay, next hose to take off is one of these that's rubbing. There it is, this one. We'll go ahead and replace that one. I don't know. I also don't know about these being. Okay, maybe they're not twisted. Kind of seemed like they were, but just. I don't know. They're fine. But, okay. This one. Far outside over there. Far outside over there. What does it do? It runs the tramper. And so they run the hoses to the middle so the hoses can pivot and service all the way to this end, and then the hoses flip. They can get the tramper all the way to that end. But this hose is probably original, so probably 20 years old. Some of these others look okay, and maybe even replace newer. Okay, all right. Probably going to be some fluid in this one. There you are. I just realized I set the camera down and I was going home for lunch and didn't know where you were. Found you right where I left you. Got that hose taken off. I got it, found a high spot that it can drain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these hoses with me so I can get the right lengths without having to measure and telling them the wrong type of fitting on the end. So that one is off, got them plugged so nothing can get in there. You saw me take the suction off and that supply off. And the other thing I did, man, my hands were so oily so I couldn't really show you this much anyway, but those red pipes, those are the ones that go to the wheels. And so because of all our leaking issues in here on this valve, we figured out what goes to what. So these two elbows, I left that one in because it was leaking the most. So but I took that one out. I'm going to find a plug, 2 plugs, plug those, and so this valve will do nothing. It's just fluid will pass through to the gate. And so, and then down here on these red, I will get hoses that hook onto there. They go to the tractor, to the remote, and then I'll be able to control the wheels from the tractor, which is the whole point. Not the whole point, but that's what I wanted to do. So it's easier, more easier. So got all my hoses hanging over there where I hung the rest of them, and I'm going for lunch. If there's time after lunch, I'll come back. Whoa, there's gnats everywhere. Come back, and Dad had to go to town. Maybe he'll be back and we can weld that coupler in, and I can get some measurements on these hoses. The ones I got to get measurements on will be the ones going to the tractor because those are new. So get measurements on that, and then I've got to go. Because of Thanksgiving, we didn't have leaders meetings for our Bible study class, so we got to go to town early for that. So be short today, but hopefully we can get that welded, and then look in there and see if we need to suck all that oil out because it looked kind of dirty. All right, next day here. I'm going to get that welded. Dad's coming over. We're going to get that coupler welded. I got all the hoses drained. I'm going to go to Abilene at some point today and get some hoses made up and get all those fittings right so that we can have the hoses right, and then get this thing filled back up with oil today. Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow. Depends on how long it takes this to go and me to go to Abilene. It's an hour there and back, plus to make it and run some other errands. You know, stuff takes longer than you might think, but I'm getting hoses today at least. Let's see what the battery charger looks like. So when it's solid green, it's completely done. If it's doing a blinking solid green, then it's doing a maintenance charge. So it should be pretty well full, but I guess I'm going to let it go a little bit longer and I'll check it after a while. Okay, I'm going to need some hydraulic tips for those hoses, and there was some in here. These are both brand new. I'm not sure what we took that off of. Those look like pipe thread. I think that's probably what we want. Same thing, but not new. So I think that's what I need. Okay, so yeah, that's the same pipe threads as the fittings. So what I'm going to do is, you know, all the hoses I've showed you, but the ones from here to the tractor, I'm going to screw out those elbows, and I'm going to get a hose that's got pipe threads built in. That'll be the easiest. Just eliminate that elbow, go pipe threads into there, and then get pipe threads actually on both ends, I guess, and screw this tip on, and that'll go into the tractor. I don't think this is going to reach. I don't think, but I'm going to try to see if these leads will work, so I don't have to get out the Courier and the Bobcat welder. Ooh, it might be close. So close. Hit very far. All right. Guess I'll get out the Courier. got this tank drained and sucked all the oil out. And
Do what now?
I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
Dad's about to weld on this coupling, and I'm going to stand here and try not to get blinded or burnt. That depends on him. Yep. Let off some pressure.
Oh, pick it up just for a minute, the whole thing. I don't know if it's still got a high spot. Put your thing down on there very easily. Okay, cover.
Okay.
Just in case, take the pressure off. See if it's still going to clear right around there. See the tank anywhere?
No, I don't.
Push down pretty hard in case the heat's trying to make it distort. Recover.
Welded up. Got it all welded, picked up. Now I'm going to lunch, even though it is whatever time it is, 12:30, something like that. So I'm gonna go to Abilene. I'm gonna get these hoses made. I'm gonna get lunch somewhere. You know, gotta eat. So I'll get those made, and then I don't know. We'll see what time it is when I get done. I got to run a couple other errands in town, and then, you know, just farm stuff. So you keep watching if you like to see the farm stuff, because it's coming. The cotton is drying. Dad and I walked and we popped a couple bowls. There are hopefully lots of them, but they're starting to dry down. Hopefully drying down, and then that means they'll pop open soon, and then we'll see lots of white. It's ready to see that, because you spend the money to spray. You hope that there is lots of white to show up after you spray. So that's it. I'm going to town. I'm going to spend a lot of money on hoses and fittings, but that's part of it. So thanks for watching. Keep watching. Come back for the next one. It'll probably be just as good or average as this one. Thanks for watching. If you're going to farm it.